I value a simple life. Working the fields during the day, so that you have food to eat with your family at night before sleeping, and then waking to do it all over again. It is a different life from ours, but it shares a fundamental similarity. We each follow routines, not because of any inherent good to them. We do so to survive, and somewhere along the way, we find happiness during our existences. Contentment. Unfortunately, it is only too easy for something to disrupt that routine, and for happiness to shatter, like a fallen mirror. And sometimes there is no fixing what has once been broken. Over time, your lands became infested, and not just with the walking corpses and skeletons, but also with the devastating alien entities that you have come to call creepers, alongside other monstrosities that slipped through the gaps between worlds. In response, some of your kind gathered their brightest minds, pooling their intelligence and experience in an effort to solve the crisis, or to at least lessen the damage. Collected into a single grand academy of scholars and spellweavers, the organization proved quite resourceful, but they were not resourceful enough. They retreated to cellars, isolated cabins, and caves where they could work in hiding. Your broken and scattered academy spent years devising a remedy to the plague of monsters. One failed creation after another, one dead end of research and reconnaissance followed by the next. It seemed that the wizards and scholars would grow old and perish before they could reclaim their homes. Some did. Recently, though, they made something. The first in a series of weapons that doubled as keys into other worlds. After years spent in darkness with only each other and their books for company, the Academy and their guardians had a way of investigating the source of their people's demise, and perhaps finding a solution. And find a solution they did. It just talks too much.
Oh, hey, about time you got here. Well, not time, since we're not on a schedule exactly, but, well, ending the apocalypse sooner would be pretty great, right? So we gonna get started? Okay, so the smart people used me to check out the world the zombies are coming from, and found out it's practically held together with duct tape and superglue. Before they were mobbed and chased out by flesh-eating monstrosities, that is. I hope you weren't too close to Gary, by the way. Anyhow, while the Academy's busy making copies of me, they said we've got to find the core powering this world, crack it open like an egg, and poof, the whole thing will fall apart. Better yet, the world is pretty tiny, so you shouldn't have to look around for too long in a place that's almost designed to kill you. Yeah, so head to the back of the room where the Academy built a nexus point. The barrier between our world and the other one is weak there, and I can cut a portal open. Hopefully without letting in a flood of undead when we're gone. Awe-inspiring weapon of interdimensional capabilities and its trusty sidekick battle mage against a world of monsters and death and probably dismemberment. So, what are you waiting for? Okay, portals still not as fun as I thought they'd be. Feeling a little. Oh jeez, what's? Wait, it's just a zombie. Well, go on. Hit it with a lightning bolt. I want to see what happens when it fries. You know what I mean by lightning bolt. Yeah, you know the big zappy thing that you really wouldn't want to touch, but really want to throw at this other guy. Come on, just use me to. Oh no. I don't know how to say this in a fun or pleasant sounding way, but I may or may not have lost all of our magic. Don't give me that look. Look, maybe forget about the magic and just go back to hitting the bad guy until it stops hitting back. Don't know where that glowy thing was, but that was neat. Still, we've got no magic. None of our abilities. All those months training with me and figuring out how all the magic-y bits and bobs work, and how it's just gone. Oh, come on. We knew we'd be neck-deep in walking corpses, but that just seems a little unfair. Speaking of unfair, they might just have the numbers on you. But, you got this, yeah? Oh, another shiny thing! Yeah, more of those. Give me more of those. Okay, I think I've got it figured out now. I think that when we jumped from our world to this one, I was cut off from the magic that powers our world. Totally severed the connection. Whenever you take down a monster here, though, it releases a bit of the energy that ties this world together, which are those little orb thingy-whatsits that you picked up. I can use them to forge and attune a new bond with this world and get our powers back. I mean, it feels a little different from how it did back home, so your abilities might have some tweaks, but we'll figure that out as we go, I guess. So, in short, you give me little glowy orb things, and we get magic to smash bad guys with. Alright, now the real party starts. So go on. Shoot, get on with it. We've got to find whatever's holding this world together and destroy it. Maybe even figure out what caused this whole thing. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, once you destroy that core and the world breaks down, well, it'll break down with us in it, if we're still here. You'll need to find a nexus point, like where we came in, so that I can open another portal for us to escape through. If you don't, well, we may or may not be trapped here for all time. Or just crushed as the dimension compresses into an infinitely small point that no three-dimensional body can possibly withstand. One or the other. So, don't stick around, I guess. Wow. Look at this place, buddy. How many people would it have taken to build something like this? You ever heard of buildings this big? Now that I think about it, why would a world of zombies need buildings? You think that maybe these dead guys used to be people? Kind of where zombies come from, right? Did something happen to turn them into monsters? Seriously? As if these things couldn't get any creepier, now they're crawling and jumping around like spiders. If you're feeling at all unsettled by these things, scared or nauseated, don't worry. I think that is a totally normal and justifiable reaction to what we're seeing right now. Keep powering me up like this, and I think we'll both get really good at the whole mass mayhem and destruction thing. Keep powering me up like this, and I think we'll both get really good at the whole mass mayhem and destruction thing. Buddy, you see what I'm seeing? It looks trapped, like it's stuck in whatever that thing is, a cage? I can feel the energy it's giving off, and it doesn't feel like it's from either this world or ours. It could be an ally. I don't get the sense that it's evil, or like it's trying to eat us, and I think I could actually cut through this barrier and free it. I mean, it might try to suck your brain out through your ear, but I'm pretty certain that it's on our side. Maybe. Probably.
I was new to this. The traveling. It was peaceful, but all I had ever known was peace, quiet. Once I had the company of my kind, but those moments are brief for us. I don't mourn the loss. Whenever I stopped to feed, there were hints of other experiences, feelings, nothing concrete. It was all nebulous, as chaotic and ill-defined as the energy I drank from each world. I would drink a bit, leaving plenty for each world to thrive off of until I could recover what I had taken. My kind are not greedy, like some others we know. We are more like your hummingbirds or butterflies, migrating through reality, taking a little piece with us from each stop, and pollinating what we visit along the way. No malice, no care, just life passing in its own way. But like your world's animals, there came a time when I needed to seek out one of my own. It was only during what happened afterward that I felt fear for the first time.
Hey, buddy, you okay there? I lost you for a minute. Your eyes were open, but nobody was home, if you know what I'm saying. Try to keep it together. You don't want to wake up to a zombie gnawing on your feet. Okay, we may be way out of our league here, but just be like a duck. Calm and cool on the surface, even if you're paddling like crazy underneath. You're not going to be afraid to use me if I get too powerful, right? I mean, you should definitely want to be careful, because that's a reasonable response, but being so scared that you let a zombie eat your kidneys, what is much either, I don't think. If there were people here once, maybe we could find some others. Survivors, you know? I'm not sure they'd have that many places to hide, though. As you think everyone's doing from home. You don't think we let too many monsters in through the portal and left all our friends to die in a horrible ocean of rotten flesh, right? Nah, probably not. We're not home to help defend our cell and monsters find our people. I guess it's good that not everyone's in one place. You just move to another cell, like moving in with a new family. Except that the old family died horribly, and the new one will always remember that we'd abandoned our first one and look at us sideways for the rest of our lives. Maybe we should hurry. help keep the flesh-eating monsters from eating the skin off of your face. That's a good thing, right? Wait, that was supposed to do the thing it did, right? Ooh, that tickles. Well, at least I think it does. What does tickling feel like?